What it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones. And if you want updates to all the Jones of Sports content, I'm going to need y'all to.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
Push the goddamn button.
Yeah, we here, y'all. We are here. I told y'all we would be here. And the day has come that the big three, Beyond the Arc podcast is here. Unfortunately, one of our podcast members is not here today, but me and Nat are going to hold it down. Nat, please introduce yourself to the people and let them know who you represent and what you think or your thoughts on this podcast and in the year we're going to have.
Well, glad we finally were able to get it, up and running, and we stuck with it. I'm Nat, the GM.
And she mean that she's really the GM. Y'all gonna see.
I will move. I move pieces around. I will move people around. I will put somebody on a team that you might not have even thought about. Or just throw a trade out there because that's my thing. I love trades and putting players where they are better needed or better fit. That's just my thing. So this is fire to be here. I'm representing the Boston Celtics. The defending champions. So under 18. Light work.
I can't even say much. Y'all were whipping our ass, so I can't even say much on that. I want to, but I can't. But yeah, y'all, Nat the GM, y'all gonna love her. Me and her have been working together for a year or maybe even more than that, right?
Yeah, over a year.
Yeah, over a year. We had some great conversations, dope basketball conversations. So we're gonna bring that here for y'all and continue it. Hopefully, our guy gets here today. If not, you guys will meet Trav real soon. He's another one of our pod members, and we just have a lot of fun. So, this is going to be a live podcast. So, all of y'all that's basketball heads, please let us know who y'all represent, what team y'all represent, and if y'all got questions, comments, whatever, put it in the chat, and we're gonna pull it up, and we're gonna have a good time with this. But first, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Let's get this podcast up so we get and share it, comment, like the whole vibe. Y'all know what it is. And y'all know who I am. It's your boy Jones. So, Nat, where do you want to start?
Let's start with. All right, let's start with the Celtics.
All right, let's get it.
Let's start with the Celtics. I think that they are right where they need to be. You can't expect every team to, consistently be number one, every year. It's more so about consistency. Mm-hmm. And they've been consistent, so, they're starting to hit their stride right now, playing a lot better, picking up, on the defensive end. I think they score just fine. They can score on anyone or with anyone, so that's not the problem. Just more so locking in, defensively, and health.
Yes, for sure.
I think this is one of the years that Kristaps is going to have to be there, and really play, through the whole playoffs and the finals. He looks good. He's resting tonight. But he's looked really good. And then we got some guys that look better this year than they did last year. Unsung heroes. Luke Cornett. He has me as a fan. It's been like that for a little over a year. He's just very consistent, and he understands how to be big. He understands, his spacing. He understands what he can and can't do and what he should and shouldn't do. And sometimes that is the difference, in an impactful player off of your bench. Know what to do and what you can give. And that's what Luke Cornett does. Peyton Pritchard is the sixth man of the year. I think he's pretty much running away with it. He's, shown up a lot better this year. Tatum looks great. I can't stress enough. He is a Swiss Army knife. he does everything. So I don't care if people talk about him. If you don't like him, I don't care. I'm ride with that guy.
Nah, I'll fuck with the dude. I'll fuck with him.
I ride with him because for all of that, if he was to go up and say, "Yo, Jason Tatum is available for trade," every single one of y'all talking about you don't like him are putting up trade packages to try to put to the Celtics to say, "Hey, send him over here." So
Yep.
let's let's not play that, But the
Shout
team.
out our girl Queen.
Hey, what's up, Queen? Yo, listen. So, Boston looks good, and then you got to talk about, the others, and who are the others? New York made some changes.
Yep.
Cleveland made some changes.
Yep.
OKC is doing well.
Yep.
So how do you feel about Cleveland?
Now, this Cleveland team is the Cleveland team that I've been waiting for these past couple years. This is the team that I thought they would have been a couple years ago, but now looking back at it, it's like, all right, they had to get that gel. They had to really understand each and everybody's roles, which I think they're understanding now.
Yep.
And it's working. So as much as I want to be a hater and be like, the Cavs are going to just be another team. They're going to be like they've been the past few years. They'll have a great regular season and then get in the playoffs and choke. I don't think that's going to be necessarily the case this year. I think they're going to make a deep playoff run. They're going to be one of the top teams when it's all said and done. It might be them, Celtics. Obviously, I'm gonna throw my Knicks in there, even though we're struggling right now against good teams. But at least in the East, you got to put them in there. But yeah, so I like Cleveland. I like the way that they're gelling right now. And that boy Garland, Darius,
Yep.
he is a problem.
Yeah, we knew that though. We knew
we knew that. Yes, that's true. We knew that. But I think this year it just looks better. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I guess because the team's playing better. But everything is just clicking, and he seems. I know everyone wants to say Donovan Mitchell, but to me, it's Darius, bro. He's a problem. He's the reason why that team is doing as good as they are, because he's making it work with everybody.
Yeah,
Injuries or not.
No, I'm not mad at that. What I will say, I think that they play better together when it comes to Donovan and Darius. They play way better together this year than before, and I think that's the difference. He's more confident. Last year he wasn't confident. If you remember, there's a lot of games where he would be questioning his shot. They would look a little clunky offensively. And you weren't quite sure of like the fit. So some time goes on, and that's what time does. Hopefully, if you are a team that can adjust or players that can adjust and get better and know how to play with the talent around you, it should get better, and that's what it did. Evan Mobley has been really good. Jared Allen has been, really good. Collectively, they've just been a really good basketball team, and to watch, and I enjoy watching Cleveland. And I'm also a Donovan Mitchell fan, so me, watching Cleveland is nothing. I think they're just really fun. I also have Donovan and Jared Allen on my fantasy team, so I'm gonna always hope that they do.
Absolutely.
That was on purpose when I got them. I was like, yeah, let me scoop them up. but yeah, they're a fun team, and I think that this year, although I still don't have them beating Boston, I can't.
What a shot.
It's not the fan in me. It's the matchups.
Right.
Once they get into the matchups, they don't match up well still. There's still a struggle there. I just think that Boston is the superior team, and when it comes playoff time, that you have a lot of guys that outsmart other players, and that's when you got to be smart too, and know when and where and how to do things. And I think Boston, they have so many veteran players, young veterans too, and older veterans, so that once they put all that together, it's overwhelming. So that's why I still pick Boston. I just think that they're also more talented. I do think that Cleveland has enough to get to the conference finals, though. Um, when it comes to I'll say, what's it, Milwaukee, because they're the forgotten team right now, and they've been forgotten for the last 4 years after they won that
That
title.
shit.
Went
Yep.
down, down, down. So it's not like you people are doing it, just to spite them. They've literally
Mhm.
not played well consistent
Yeah.
since that chip. And when it comes to Milwaukee, you have to consider them still because you have Giannis,
Mhm.
one of my favorite players.
For sure.
I just love watching Giannis. And you got Dame. Those are
Mhm.
your two. And then you still got Brooke. And
Yep.
then now you have Kuzma.
Cool. Yep. I like
So
that.
yeah, that's a nice, that's a nice starting unit, when you think
Absolutely.
about it. And what can they do in the playoffs? Now, usually when teams make those mid-season, you know,
Yeah.
um, trades, you need some time.
Right.
Chris Middleton gone. He was,
About time.
yeah, he's been for a long time, and
Yeah.
I think they kept him too long. I'll be
Yep.
honest.
Yep.
You probably could have done better on the trade market if you had just pulled the trigger probably 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Got to know when to let it go.
Mhm.
So I don't know what do you think about like Milwaukee? Because they're kind of the forgotten team in the East.
I think, see, like for me, my whole thing as far as this season's gone, it's really just been the top three teams for me that I've really been looking at. As far as like contenders, but you can't sleep on Giannis and Dame, and now with Kuz, a champion, someone that has been playing well with the Wizards, even though the Wizards are trash, but he's been playing well for them. Um, I like it. I like them. I think they could make a. I think they could get to the second round. Second round. I don't think they get probably past that, depending on who they play. It's probably will be a Boston or a Cleveland, and I don't think they have the team for that. But I think they can get past the first round because let me look at the standings. Last time I looked at the standings, it was not pretty. It wasn't pretty. Not in the East, at least.
What I was looking at was, so I see that Cleveland, Boston, New York, Milwaukee.
Okay, yeah,
So Milwaukee's fourth.
fourth.
That
Yep.
is an ugly spot to be in
Hmm.
because there's a team that has not been in a playoff hunt for a minute, and that's Detroit.
Yep, and they sitting right there behind them. Right,
They
what they got the same record? Oh no,
Yeah,
they're two games
they're
in the
two
loss
games,
column.
but shout out to Detroit. I
Yep.
don't think I've looked at the standings in a little bit, but I've watched some Detroit basketball, so I know they're playing well.
Hmm.
And Kay Cunningham has arrived. He's
Sure have.
balling.
Yep.
Shout out to Detroit because it's crazy to see them in the playoffs. Like
I love it.
if it were to be the playoffs right now, regular season over, Detroit is a 6 seed.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
like shout out to
Six
Detroit.
games over 500.
That's crazy.
That's impressive.
Young team
That's
too, and
impressive.
they just playing. They just balling.
Yep. And they're playing way better than the teams that were in the playoffs last year.
Oh God, they're playing so much better. They've been more fun to watch
Love,
than Indiana,
Magic.
than
Hmm.
Orlando, than Miami. I can't, Miami. They just keep sneaking in.
Always. They
You
find a
gotta
way.
know when to say when and just throw it away.
Exactly. Start over.
You that's the problem with this team. Like that's why you're in the gutter right now. It's gonna be a minute before you get out of there. But you literally hovering around in the playoffs. Why are you here? That makes
It's
no sense.
Pat Riley. He's got too much pride.
That's insane. Like you should be of like 13th seed right now.
Hmm.
Like you gotta build that team back up.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no
No,
reason to fight for it.
Pat got to retire.
Hmm You got too much pride, man. He got way too much pride. Way
Yeah,
too much
see,
pride.
but I do think Milwaukee. You still got to look at them, but I think that matchup wise, they could get caught with a couple of teams, and I don't think anybody wants to meet Boston in the East. If you can avoid them, just avoid them. For
Absolutely.
first, second round, just avoid it altogether. And third round, you gotta see what you get. But I like Cleveland this year. I really do. And then now they got DeAndre Hunter over
Yep.
there.
That was big.
That's a great pickup for them. So they have a lot of nice pieces. But then I gotta say, let's jump over there to into the West real quick.
Okay.
You know, um, OKC
Yep.
playing well. They played well in the regular season last year. You
Yep.
know, young team, young team, but they're playing well when they got Shea, who's probably going to win MVP this year.
Yep.
Which would be remarkable to win it over Joker. Jesus, it feels like he just should get it every year. Like
It's just a regular for him.
it's just regular. Man, that's insane to say that. Like
Regular.
so many MVPs. He's a champion.
Seriously.
Just Joker. But OKC, they've been balling,
Yep.
and they improved from last year.
hmm
How serious do you take them, and what matchup, do you think would clip them?
I'd take them very serious. I think that they are built to last. I think the fact that they went through what they went through last year was a plus.
Hmm.
Being that good and then getting knocked out early, I think that got them some hunger. Like, hey,
Yep.
we know what we need to do, how we need to do it.
Yep.
Just add some pieces, get the chemistry right, and flow through it. And so far, they've been doing it easily with Shea leading the horse. I think he's a great leader. I think that's what like one of the biggest things that I've noticed from him. Why I thought he should have won it last year, and why he definitely should win it this year is not just his play, but the way that he continues to lead that team, a young team, in a fierce Western Conference. Like the West is strong as they always are, but the West is strong, and he still continues to keep them going. So I like them. My only issue that I would say that really sticks out to me that I've noticed, maybe I haven't watched them as much as I should, but
Yep.
what I've noticed so far is that there's some inconsistency with the rotation.
Yep.
And that's what I'm like, that could, if you can't get that down packed by the playoffs, you're going to be in trouble because you're
Hmm.
going to need a set rotation when you deal with these teams in the West. And as far as your second question, who's the team that I think gives them probably the worst matchups? Obviously, the Nuggets, especially the way they've been playing lately with Murray finally getting in his groove. They're always a dangerous team. And then I think the Lakers can give them some problems. The way they've been playing, the way that JJ Redick has been coaching, and Luka, we'll see how he plays tonight. I think he's going to have a great night tonight. I don't think he goes crazy in points, but I think he has uh, um, 25 plus triple double. Like I think he's going to go do one of those things tonight. I think besides the size, that's the Lakers is obviously their biggest problem. But so far they've been playing well despite it. So they might be able to do something. And the Rockets, I like the Rockets, but I don't know. I gotta see them really do something in the playoffs in order for me to believe that they can be something. Clippers. Hmm. Clippers is a strong team.
Hmm.
But when you got Kawhi and Harden, you can't count them out. But at the same time, you kind of can because Kawhi's usually not fully healthy in the playoffs, and
Hmm.
so you can always put the big question mark on them. Timberwolves don't look like anything we saw from last year. They have spurts of it, but they don't look like it like they did last year. So they're gonna have to prove that they're the same team they were last year because they don't look like it. They have spurts, but nothing like it. The Mavs obviously they need AD to be fully healthy, which
Yep.
is one of the reasons why this was a crazy trade because you traded someone who you said is unconditioned and all this stuff for someone who's always injured. So didn't really make sense there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I really got just the Nuggets and the Lakers, and yeah, the Nuggets and Lakers I think are the biggest threats to the to OKC.
Yeah, Nuggets and Lakers. I think definitely the Nuggets. They're just the way they're constructed.
Mm,
I think they're going to be right in it again. And I think they will be in the Western Conference Finals. The reason why I'm going to hold on the Lakers specifically, I need to see better play with Luca and LeBron. And them
yeah,
really putting it together. He's had some games where he's got 16 points.
yeah,
And it's like in 4 rebounds. That's not gonna cut it. You
yeah,
gotta really like get after it, and really get back to where you were. Now some of it might be conditioning because he was out for a little bit. So
right,
that's perfectly fine, but they gotta find that groove. I do like that tandem if they can get in
yeah,
sync. Luca and LeBron tandem in the playoffs is annoying to the league.
yep,
Um, I think that the absence of a big that
yes,
is really a threat is a problem. You know,
mm-hmm.
um, Jackson Hayes is not going to cut it. You
No,
need something else. Ruby, he's going to play some small ball.
you're gonna have to.
And they're going to lean on him a lot. He can shoot.
Yep,
And he's a decent rebounder. So he's
yep,
solid. He's a solid player. I like Ruby.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and then Reeves, I think, is just an unsung hero. He's been great
Whew.
all year. You
This
know,
is what they paid him for. This was the
yeah.
year they. This is what they were looking for.
Yes, and he just looks great. Like Austin
Hmm.
Reeves looks like just a bargain,
Yep,
and they're very lucky to have him.
absolutely.
So I see it with the veteran leadership and the scoring punches, and then even defensively, they look pretty
Yeah,
good.
yep,
So we'll see. I want to see how
right,
they put that all together.
right.
But
Same.
um, some bright times and great times ahead of the Lakers because
Hmm.
Luca, you just don't give away a star for an aging big man.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think that is insane. I don't care how good you feel about AD or whatever and what he's done. He is a secondary option, not the first. And you
Right.
never trade,
Never
for
trade your first.
cornerstone for a secondary option. I think that's
Exactly.
insane. So, it was a fugazi trade. We understand it was probably really personal, and it's just ridiculous.
I
You know,
got E. Outside of Denver, there's no team with a threat at center. True.
outside of Denver, there's no team with a threat at center. Let's think. Um, so it depends on how you want to look at the Clippers because sometimes I forget the Clippers are still in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
that's that's a fact. Yeah, I always forget about that.
If healthy, Zubac is not chopped liver.
Yeah, that's
Zubac is
true.
a hell of a big man. You
That's
know,
true.
Zubac is just one of those dudes, that you don't hear a lot about him, but when you look at the stat sheet, he does it all. He's got maybe 15 points, maybe 15 rebounds, a few assists, a block, maybe 2 blocks, a steal, or whatever. But that's Zubac, and he's not easy to score over. He creates havoc in that paint. So it depends on what the Clippers look like in the like going to the playoffs. If you got
Yeah.
Norman Powell, and you got your roster, Kawhi's healthy and all that, they could be, something to contend with too. Phoenix, I will
I
never
mean,
talk about Phoenix again. I want that team dismantled like so
yeah.
bad.
Oh, it's definitely going to be dismantled this summer for sure.
It's got to be, Minnesota. Just no, like they
Yeah.
you see. This is what happens when I think that when we just talk about Minnesota really quick. Social media has
Mm.
this thing where the aura, if you got aura,
Yep.
aura. So for years, Cat didn't have aura, right? And you didn't understand how lucky you were to have him and how talented he was. And literally, he's one of the best scoring big men of all time. When he
Yep.
said that, I don't understand where the lie is, you know?
No, he proved it. That's a fact.
And it's the fact that he doesn't have aura. Like, you don't like him, but you don't have a real reason not to like him. He just doesn't play
Right.
how you think a big man should play. But then he goes to New York, and I said, "Ooh, damn, New York is smart," because that's the other guy besides Kristaps Porzingis. I said, I wish that they would go get him for Boston, because people don't know what they're talking about. He goes to New York. He looks phenomenal.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and I wouldn't argue with you. I wouldn't argue with the Cat's the best shooting big man of all time. I wouldn't argue with you. You'd have no argument from me. It's like preaching to the choir. I do think that he can do everything, and he was taken for granted in Minnesota. So Minnesota deserves this downward spiral that they're going in. They kind of deserve it. You keep saying Anthony Edwards has aura. He's the second coming of Michael Jordan. I haven't heard that in probably 6 months.
That's a fact.
All of a sudden it just stopped, but he has aura. So it's just funny that bad decisions, happening, young team still, but you gotta say that hopefully they get it together, because Ant Edwards is a hell of a talent. But you to let Cat go, I thought that was the dumbest thing they could have done. You figure out somewhere for Rudy to go. You figure out something else.
Exactly.
See what you got. You keep Cat. You don't get another Cat. And now that's what you're seeing. You don't have another Cat. So it's like now you're struggling. What are they, 7th?
I think they're lower than that.
No,
they might be 7th. Okay.
They are tied with Dallas.
Okay.
So, but they're 7th and Dallas is 8th. And then right behind them is Golden State. So I don't really see what's gonna, like, I think they're out in the first round, to be honest with you, because of how it looks right now. If the playoffs were today, they go against Denver. That is a loss. It is a loss. The reason why you beat them last year was because you traded.
Exactly.
Just bad decisions, man. But I do like OKC. I think that they are a fun team. I think that they are serious. 46-11. You can't. There's nothing you can really say to that. They're playing.
Exactly.
Great. I think this is. I think it's a thing of matchups. It's a thing of matchups, and that's what basketball is. It's a game of matchups.
Especially in the playoffs.
Yes, it's in the playoffs, and you can't get me to write off Denver. I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't. I still think that if they meet Denver, I'm still picking Denver.
Me too.
I still think that Oklahoma City is very young, and I still don't think they're ready. Now, I know there's OKC fans, and they're just really excited about where they're at right now, and they think everything is an affront to them.
Tell them I got Burke. I gotta get Burke on the show.
Yeah, it's like, get him on the show. Let's talk about it. But
I gotta get him on.
I'm not hating. I'm saying, like, I've been a part of a young team that wasn't ready yet, so I know what it looks like.
Exactly.
I just, that's all. I know what it looks like, but they stuck with it, changed out certain guys, and then, there you go. Then they find themselves in the finals. They lose. Get some experience. Next year they out in the 3rd round. Then the year after that they win. Yep. It's very hard to do that. Might I add. And not panicking. But I like Oklahoma City. I really do. They're fun. I still don't buy J-Dub as a number 2. I think that's what they use him as.
Yeah, they do.
Number 2.
I don't think they have another option.
I mean, Chet, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I would go with J before Chet. I would go with J Dub before Chet.
That's I think that's my issue though. Like, you would go with J Dub, but is J Dub like a 3 being forced in as a number 2 role?
Yeah. There you go. That's a good way of putting it. That's a good
Yeah,
answer.
so I think you got a 1 and 2 threes,
Yep.
and you don't have your 2. And that's another reason why.
Yeah, check. Yep.
Yeah, he said Chet, and then I'm like, now is Chet really somebody you want as your number 2 with the things
Right.
he does? And I'm like,
Right.
I don't know if I would
I'm
want
not there
that.
for that. Yeah.
Chet is fire though. I've always been a Chet.
Yeah. Great player, but
Great player.
he's not that.
Houston.
Love that. I
Houston.
love Houston, man.
They're
Love
doing
them.
better than I thought they would.
Yeah, we did. Oh, did we talk about these?
We did
Not
talk
really.
about the
A little
East.
bit. A little bit,
We
actually.
did
Yeah.
touch on the East, but you know what? We can pause the West, right? And we can talk
We're
about
gonna
that
come
another
back.
time. We didn't really talk about your Knicks.
Right.
Let's talk
Let's get into
about how you feel about your Knicks and the construction and where you feel
it.
y'all are gonna go.
So at first, when the trade went down, I was happy that we got Cat, that it was Cat that we got. I was like, all right, as long as it wasn't no fucking stupid shit.
I was
But
pissed.
as a fan, I was hurt for seeing my guys leave. Like, even though as critical as I am about Randall, I also thought this year would have been the year that he was going to have an amazing year, especially the way that we finished the year, and him coming back off an injury and stuff like that. So I thought him, DiVincenzo,
Mm-hmm.
Hart, I honestly, I wanted to keep the team together. I wanted to run it back and hey, let's do it healthy this year, you know. But as the team started getting together and we started playing games, it started off slow, started off rocky, but then we
Mm-hmm.
started clicking. Not everything has panned out.
Mm-hmm.
OG hasn't looked like he did last year for us. He's had his moments, but he hasn't looked like the same OG that he did last year, and probably deservingly so. Like he probably has a little bit of a different role with the more play ball handlers. I mean, not ball handlers, more scorers that we have on
Mm-hmm.
the team. So he's the fifth option, fourth option, something like that. So I understand that, but still, my problem is that we just can't beat the fucking good teams. We can't beat the good teams. We can't beat Boston. We can't beat Cleveland. We can't beat the good teams, and that is scary because last year we didn't have that problem. We lost some games against the good teams, but we won some games against the good teams. This year we're losing, and not only are we losing, we're getting smacked. We're getting smacked. It looks like we don't even know how to play basketball out there.
Mm-hmm.
It is fucking pathetic. So as much as I'm hyped when we win, I'm brought to the ground when we fucking lose. Like I'm furious to see this because I thought this was going to be the year that we were going to make a real push. I think we beat. Did we? No, we didn't even beat Cleveland. I thought we beat Cleveland once. We didn't even beat fucking Cleveland.
Nope.
I
don't think so. I have to really go back and look, but I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think we're 0 against Cleveland, Boston, and I forgot what other teams, but it's bad. It's bad. I think we can make a same thing as last year. Same thing as last year. I don't think we're going to make the conference finals. Not the way that we're looking against the good teams. Like, if it were closer games, then I'd be like, all right, we got a chance. We just got to figure it out. We got to make a few tweaks here and there. The games are not even close. They're not even close. So it's something that is just missing. And
yeah,
I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So Nat, please help me out.
I didn't like when y'all went and got Mikal Bridges.
That one I was a little iffy about, but I liked it because of the scoring.
But
But getting Cat replaces that kind of helps that. So
yeah, like like you get Cat can score. Like that's what he does. You know, he can score. He's rebounding.
Another Celtics fan, my boy Angel. She's
That's
a Celtics fan as well.
Celtics. We reminded them real quick, Angel. Shout out to Angel. But Mikal Bridges. So you need a wing. When you make a run, you need a wing. You know.
We spoke about Detroit.
Yeah, we did talk. Yeah, we touched on Detroit is fun to watch. What if y'all like ball, you actually like just basketball, you know, no antics, and you just like a team that's just free flowing. watch Detroit. Just watch some Detroit basketball. They are fun. Like it's so crazy to see them in the playoffs right now, but
Hmm.
it's nice to see, you know.
Absolutely.
They're relevant again, and it's just beautiful. Shout out to Detroit. We gotta get some Detroit fans up here
Yeah,
too.
for
'Cause
sure.
I want to hear like how they feel about this because they are surging and it's wonderful. When it comes to the Knicks, though, back to them, you need a wing. You need a real wing.
Yep.
You need somebody that like can 3 and D. Can score. Can trust them. On defense. Like you need that, and you have light versions of that. You
Yeah.
know, and you're in an East that with the Celtics team that has two wings that are great and elite at being wings.
Yep.
Um, on top of that, just how they're constructed and then you have Derek White. It's just too much,
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I thought that a trade that was gonna, be made or looked at, you know, I didn't think it was Mikal Bridges. I was like, it's okay. It's gonna be fun, but
Right.
whatever. I thought that minus the injury, with Brandon Ingram, I thought that Ingram would have
Ooh,
been
I would have
someone.
definitely liked that.
Yeah, I was looking at Ingram. I was like, that's the one.
That
Um,
would have been the one.
because when my guy is healthy,
What? That boy is a
Bi
bucket.
Bi is a bucket, and he also is a nice playmaker.
Yep.
So that's what I was looking at for the
He's
Knicks.
in Toronto now, right?
Yeah, he's in Toronto. He hasn't debuted yet, but he
Okay.
hopefully he will soon. I've been like looking at the notes with him and every
Right.
day and seeing if he's getting ready. But I thought Brandon Ingram would have been perfect for the Knicks. I
I'd have
was,
loved that.
yeah, you would have had to wait for him with injury, but just run Josh Hart out there. Make
Right.
Josh Hart score. When Josh Hart gets it in his head, he's not going to be passive. He's
Hmm.
fun, man. He's fun. He's
For
like, he can
sure.
doubles and all that. But that's what I just thought. And, OG,
My
I was
God, fan football. What's up?
what's going on? I was never like too high up on OG, and then RJ Barrett is soaring in Toronto. So,
Yep.
like, sometimes you gotta think, like, was it worth it?
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Dog, is that today?
No, it was on Sunday.
Bro, happy belated.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Happy belated.
Appreciate you.
Damn. What's you, 40 now?
Ah, not yet. Not yet. I got 6 more years to 40. 6 more.
You got 6 more years. Happy birthday. What did you do?
Appreciate you. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. I
That
said
sounds
I'll
like
wait
a
till
great
35.
birthday.
I said I'm gonna chill out on this one. I did a lot of partying when I was young, so
I hear
I'll,
you.
I'll wait till 35 to celebrate.
No, I love
But thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday though. Sometimes doing nothing is the party that you need.
That's all I wanted, and I enjoyed myself.
God, yeah. So tonight, right? Let's just like shift a little bit and just touch on before like we get on up out of here.
Yep.
So Lakers playing Dallas. What's the outcome?
So the way I'm gonna see this, I've seen this go is the Lakers are gonna blow them the fuck out, and it's all based off of this trade. That's literally why I'm basing it off.
Mm-hmm.
It's all bias. I swear, I have no basketball analysis. No, I'm just joking. I'll give you guys some, but
Yeah.
that's just my first thought is Luka's hungry. Like, you motherfuckers traded me and I'm 25 years old because of some conditioning. I'm 25 and y'all traded me for a 33-year-old that still hasn't that played 1 or 2 games for y'all and is out.
Is he 33?
Yeah.
That makes it worse.
No, he's turning 33 later this month or later next month or some shit like that. He's turning 33.
I thought he was like 33. Oh, that's
he's 33. Yeah.
Oh, that's
33. Yeah, it makes no sense. So I think Luka is going to try to fry them up And then LeBron is just gonna be like, "Hey, I'm right behind you." I think the whole Lakers team is like, "Yo, Luka, we got you tonight." Where is it? Is it in LA or?
I think it's in LA. Yeah.
Oh, it's over. It's over.
I think it's like I think it'll be like a 30-point blowout.
Yeah, I think it's. I wish AD was playing in this game though. I really do wish AD. I think Kyrie's gonna give it his all because this bright stage and Kyrie's still Kyrie, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a blowout. This is gonna be nasty. I can't wait.
What if
I
it's
can't wait.
close?
If it's close now, that says a lot about Dallas. Which, when the trade was said, and obviously everybody was saying what they're saying, rightfully so, because it was a crazy trade. But with a healthy, which is you got to put the biggest quotation marks around it because he's never healthy. But when healthy, a Kyrie and AD duo with a defensive-led 3-point shooting team, not bad. Not bad.
Yep.
But the problem is you got to keep AD on the court. And AD is supposed to be your number one. But like you said earlier, can't be your number one. He's
Yeah.
just proven he just can't do it. He did it those years in New Orleans, but that's it. After that, once he came to LA, he lost that spot.
Yeah. I want to see
Triple dub.
Yeah, I think it's a triple double. I think that he's going to show them conditioning tonight. I just
I like that.
I think him and LeBron just gonna Reeves. Like
my guy, he's a Laker fan, so yeah, he's gonna.
No, I love that. Like shout out to the Lakers. You know why I don't have no problem showing love to the Lakers. You won't beat us. If this is a series, 7-game series, y'all not beating us. It's not happening. But also I always show love because Kobe, one of my favorite players of all time. So I'll always have a little love for the Lakers because of that man.
Yes, sir. And 224 just passed yesterday, so shout out to rest in peace to Kobe and his daughter. And everybody that was on that
went off. Nobody went off yesterday, did they?
Yeah, no, nobody went off.
Nobody, like no huge games. I thought I was going to see some 50 balls and all
I thought so too. I know. I was like, somebody gonna go crazy for Kobe.
And
maybe Kyrie tries tonight.
I think Kyrie is gonna be the one. So I think Kyrie could be the one to have 30 plus.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm gonna watch out for that, and I think that Rui is gonna have a quiet but nice game.
Yeah,
So I don't know, man. Like, let's watch it. I'm gonna put it on a little bit. Depending if I fall asleep or not. I have to catch the highlights if not. But let's come back next week and let's see what we got. Let's talk about it because the standings could look different in a week when we get back here. No,
that's a fact. That's a fact. So I told y'all we here. Appreciate all 300 of y'all that pulled up for the first episode on all social media platforms. We appreciate y'all. Next week, same time, same place. Next time we will have Trav. He was in a different area, so he didn't have reception. He texted me during the pod. But make sure you guys pull up, subscribe, like, comment, the whole vibe. And we'll see you guys next week.
See
your boy Jones.
Your girl Nat the GM. Let's go.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Let's see if it works for me.
Did it work for you? It didn't do it?
It worked one